Good evening, everyone at home in Vancouver. Good morning from here in Sweden. I'll give everyone a couple minutes to file in as you're waiting, or as you're coming in and waiting for me to start. If you can, as always, I love to hear where you are coming from tonight. So type it in the chat where you are watching from tonight, as I just make sure that the sound's okay. Again, it's 7 a.m. I'm the worst roommate ever. Poor Martin's still trying to sleep. And then I'm hopefully not waking up the person in the room next door, but let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, I think you can. And I still want to be excited. I still want to be happy. After all, it's my 48th birthday, but I can't speak too loud, even though I'm sure the damage has already been done. Hey friends, thanks for being here, everyone. Glad that you guys are here. I see some funny chat going on already, and I'm thrilled to be here for the next hour or so. I am Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary live from Sweden. It's my Thursday, June the 23rd. It's 7 a.m. here. I know at home it's Wednesday, June the 22nd at 10 p.m. And as I joked on both Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, it was kind of cool when I woke up this morning that it was still my birthday. So this could be the longest birthday ever for me, the definitely longest Clay Tridium ever. And I'm gonna take full advantage of it. So thanks everyone for being here. And yes, thanks for people that are greeting me. I appreciate it. Thanks for people that are passing on greetings from other people. I appreciate it. And yeah, a lot of nice jokes or compliments about my age. I am 48. I act like I'm 14, and we'll see where we go from there. A lot of great people in the chat. So while you're here, let's just let's do the formalities now. I want to give a shout out and thank you in advance to the moderators. Hopefully you won't have too much to do tonight, but you never know. And so if it's racist, sexist, ableist, homophobic, spam in another language, or swearing, go ahead and delete it. You can even time a person out, but as I always say, we don't necessarily like it to be, we don't like to ban the person from the channel, because we want to give them the benefit of the doubt. And thank you, Coach Rob, for getting those rules up on cue. So perfect. So moderators, thank you. I want to give a thank you to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. You can use that link, performtransform.ca/CanuckClay. You see it on the screen. And of course, to Jason Lim and his team at Van City Experts Real Estate Group. Make sure you contact them if you need any assistance with real estate, buying or selling in the Lower Mainland. Also to Gassy Jack Art, whose artwork I cannot point to tonight, and to, of course, Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. As well, I want to acknowledge the members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, and legendary Andrew Chang, and Hall of Fame members Jens95, simalexander, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, Shannon Hollingworth, Hsmfangirl Gaming, smoovegroove, and Carol Bovenlander. Thanks to all of you and franchise and all-star members for your support. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or my videos, or the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Don't forget, July 1, we're starting new membership tiers. I'll get more info out about that, or a recap for some of you that already know this. I'll get more info about that over the next week or so. Okay, and then as always, finally, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're out here in Europe like Bernd is in Germany, or out here in Sweden with me, or back home in the city, my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world like me, thank you for being here. I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for bed, getting ready for summer school, whatever you're doing, but if you're here with me, even for a few minutes tonight, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. So, as always, as we start off, I invite you to subscribe if you have not subscribed already. I always say, if you're new, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I invite you to like the video as we get started. Like the fact that we're together, like the fact there's another exciting Stanley Cup final, like the fact that Jacob's bowling in a world championship, like the fact that he bowled despite having no bowling balls. I'll talk about that in a second. And like the fact that we are together tonight. I appreciate that. And you can always leave a donation in the chat box, like I see Shannon did with a nice piece of pink strawberry laden cake. So thank you, Shannon, for the donation. Let's give Shannon some love in the chat. Appreciate you, Shannon. Charlie the cat as well, and of course Coach Rob. So yeah, you can leave a donation as you want, if you want, on this video. You don't have to, but always appreciated. And of course, like I said, like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Okay, you see the schedule on the screen. We're gonna try, I'm gonna wrap up my intro now, and then I'm gonna talk about Jacob's Bowling for the first 10 minutes of the stream, because that's why I'm here, obviously. Then we'll do 20 minutes of the Canucks talk, Kuzmenko, NHL talk, Colorado, beating the Tampa Bay Lightning with apparently more than too many men on the ice. We'll talk about that. Then we'll do 15 to 20 minutes of Ask Me Anything before we wrap up. No Ordo, no Gordo, no Wordle, because I don't have the double screen function here. So that's what we're gonna do. And for those of you that like to keep me on my toes when it comes to timing, you'll notice the word tentative schedule. So you do not have to remind me if I'm late about anything. That's why it says tentative. Okay, let's get going. So I will talk for the first 10 minutes or so, and then let me throw to you for questions. And when I start with questions in about 10 minutes, you can actually follow up with some questions about bowling, Jacob's performance. So we can do Canucks and NHL talk and Jacob talk, and then we'll save the Ask Me Anything though for a bit later. Carol, thank you for the donation in advance using your monthly membership message. Thank you. Happy birthday. I hope you had a great day. I'll send you $5. And then Nux fan number 29. Nice to see you, bud. I'll have a beer for your birthday here. Buy yourself a soda. Awesome. That's $5. That's about 40 Swedish krona. So I will definitely do that for sure. Okay. So you guys know the ordeal. Jacob's bowling balls still have not shown up since since we left Toronto. Basically, that's where we think the balls are supposed to be coming from. They at least made it from Vancouver to Toronto. Thank you again, Carol, and thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Nux fan number 29, for those donations. So we spent the last couple days arranging for him to get some bowling balls, and he got 4 new balls. And yes, on one hand, we were very blessed that we were able to get 4 new balls in time. But on the other hand, it's a picture just putting on a pair of skates for the first time, or putting a new baseball glove or running shoes. It's not easy. You can't just walk up there and start using the equipment and thinking that you're going to be as good as you usually are. So Jacob basically had 10 minutes of practice to get used to his new equipment. And one thing about Jacob, and I'll talk about his results in a second, he not once during the entire day did he complain. He said, "Oh, I wish I had my actual equipment. Oh, I'm not going to win because I'm not used to this." He didn't complain once. He just did what he had to do, smiled as he always does, pumped up his teammates like he always does, and he bowled the heck out of. He bowled super well. 6 games, and he averaged 216 in our league at home. He actually is he's the leader of our Tuesday night league. That league I always talk about. He actually won that league. He was the highest scorer at 219 back at home on a very tough pattern. This pattern wasn't as tough as what we bowl him back home, so 216 sounds about right. His games were 217, 243, then a kind of a weaker one at 189, then a big one at 254, then a 204, and then they end off 189. So he kind of started well, dipped a bit, peaked, and then went down a little bit. The competition here is so good. Right now, there's 4 squads of 32 boys. That makes 128 bowlers. You finish top 16 to advance. That's only like 11 or 12% of the bowlers. So you have to be among the 16 best junior bowlers in the world. Jacob bowled well. His 216, but I only put him like 15th in the entire squad, let alone the entire thing. So 3 squads have bowled already. That's 96 bowlers. Jacob sits in 42nd, which is still pretty good. That means he's in the top half, but he's nowhere close to the top 16. Jacob's teammates did really well, but none of them made it. There's a young man named Maurice from Quebec. He shot a total of 1,340, so about 50 pins more, 45 pins more than Jacob. Then there's a guy named Nick from Ontario. He shot 1,313. Adam from BC, 1,301, and Jacob 1,296. So all 4 of the bowlers from BC bowled very well. 216 to 220 averages, 225 averages, no, maybe 222 averages, but not good enough because the guy who's at number 16 right now is averaging 226, which is phenomenal. And then if there's one more squad to go, so even that 226 may raise a bit to 227 or 228, depending on how well the last 32 bowlers bowl. So all to say, the competition here, as we expected, is fierce. Some really, really good bowling, boys and girls. And from that standpoint, I'm very proud of Jacob. I'm absolutely proud of him. What's challenging is to get an average of 226, picture of 10 frames, you have to strike basically in 6 or 7 of those frames, and then the other 3 or 4, they can't be what you call opens. They have to be spares. So if you miss 1 frame, or God forbid 2, it basically puts you in a very tough position, and then you have to have a massive game. Well, I'd say Jake had 2 good games at 217 and 204, 2 great games at 243 and 254, but 2 poor, weaker games at 189 each. You need to kind of, for every weak game, you got to have at least 1, if not 2, really good games, and that's why Jacob finished 50 pins out of the cut. You switch those 189s to 210s, and then he has a better chance. So, proud of him. Best way to spend my birthday for sure, cheering him on. And the one thing I was impressed with Jacob is, like I said, not once did he complain, not once did he look down. Sure, you get frustrated, sure, you're trying to figure things out, you got your coach talking to you, you got your other players talking to you, and that's the beautiful thing about these kind of tournaments is the support system that's here. I've been blessed to meet some really, really good parents. We all think alike, at least for the most part. We all want the best for our kids. We all have different ways of expressing it, and our kids all react differently as well, and that's the joy and the challenge of being a parent, and I vlogged about that yesterday also from here. So Jacob, once again, he's in 42nd place, probably going to wind up somewhere between 50th and 60th. That's so basically just in the top half, but all 4 of the Canadian boys, along with the 4 Canadian girls, they can look forward to doubles, so boys doubles, girls doubles, teams, boys teams, all 4 of them, girls, all 4 of them, and then mixed teams, 2 boys, 2 girls. So all 8 of these bowlers still have 3 more events to go. And singles is first because then it helps the coaches actually decide who's going to play with who going forward. So this is my first international competition, enjoying it, but it was a wonderful way to spend my birthday. It wasn't even stressful because it's not like it's not like I was hoping and praying. Of course I wanted Jacob to make it, but as soon as you walk in there, you know how tough the competition is. So once again, very proud of him, very proud of all his teammates, boys and girls who bowled their butts off the past 2 days. Now, actually, we have a break today because it's all the playoffs and the next rounds, and unfortunately none of our crew got through. Then tomorrow it's girls doubles, and then Saturday it's guys doubles. So technically Jake doesn't bowl again until Saturday. I think the team is going to hang out together today, and then tomorrow I think I'm going to jump out to Denmark, go to Copenhagen for the day, but we will see. Okay, so I finished that update 2 minutes early. I want to see kind of what you're saying in the chat here. A lot of great job, a lot of happy birthday, no problem. Good job, Jacob, you made Canada proud. That's awesome, thanks, Steve. Justin, such strong character and composure by Jacob throughout the ordeal to still perform above pressure and rep Canada well. Speaks volumes of his maturity and also volumes of how you and Gail raised him. Thank you, Justin. We try our best, but our kids, they're not perfect, but they make it easy on us sometimes. Jacob Hype, please pass on our congratulations and well wishes and praise to Jacob. He should be very proud. Jacob Hype, happy birthday, Clay. You don't look a day over 35. Thank you, Chonger. You're my new best friend. Harry says abs and 5. Jacob CA, Jacob CA, Jacob CA. Happy birthday, Clay. Okay, awesome. So I've caught up. I will definitely pass those greetings along to him for sure. And thank you once again, everyone, for your birthday greetings. I appreciate it. And Jed, yeah, it would be awesome to bowl with you for sure. Glad to see Jason in here, along with many, many others. And let's go to Canucks questions now. Canucks questions. Actually, before we get to that, I did not watch the game today. I went to bed around 12, between 12 and 1, but then I woke up at 5, so I was able to catch the overtime. So I watched the overtime, and I watched Kadri's goal in his comeback game. I know John Cooper wasn't happy afterwards. I've seen clips, or at least still shots, of too many Avs players. You could argue one of them, the one that was going towards the bench, had nothing to do with the play, but still, I could see where John Cooper might be upset, especially when Colorado's so good and Tampa's looking for any type of advantage, any type of way to stay in the series. So, yeah, I mentioned that Tampa would win one of the 2 at home. I originally said Avs in 6, but if you watch Canucks After Dark, I switched it to Avs in 5, so we'll see what happens over the next couple of games. Also, talked a lot about Andrei Kuzmenko on my vlog. Talked about it Canucks After Dark last night or 2 nights ago. So we're excited. We don't know who he's going to play with. We don't even know how he's going to play. We don't know how he's going to adjust to Vancouver, but the fact that he signed with Vancouver is a great, great sign for this organization, especially, especially going forward, maybe attracting other free agents as we go. And finally, a couple of you are asking what I thought about the NHL Awards. I just know the winners. I wasn't able to watch it. I know that Nadia Popovic and Red Hamilton presented the Hart Award to Austin Matthews, which is pretty cool. So no surprises. Austin Matthews winning the Hart makes sense. Kel McCarr in a very close race over Roman Josi wins the Norris. Shesterkin Vezina, Matthews with the Lindsay, Moritz Seider with the Calder, Seider with the Jack Adams, Bergeron Selke, as we know. So I can't really argue with any of them, quite frankly. Jed, thank you for the $14 donation. Awesome wings on me for Jacob. I will definitely pass that on. We haven't seen a lot of chicken wings here, and no, I saw someone ask about Swedish meatballs. Haven't had any yet, but I will. It's funny, aside from meatballs, I've asked people that work here, that live here, what characterizes Swedish cuisine, and no one can tell me anything because there's no such thing really as Swedish cuisine. All the restaurants here are sushi, or at least I find those restaurants. Definitely a lot of pasta, a lot of steak, a real melting pot of foods here, but really nothing that says this is a bona fide Swedish restaurant. So kind of interesting. Interesting. I will have to track some of those down. So thanks again, Jed, for that donation. Fangirl, hi Clay, happy birthday, thank you. If the 2011 Canucks face the 2022 Lightning in the finals, who would win? Ooh, gosh. That's a really good question. The game has changed so much in 11 years. If you have a full, healthy Canucks team, do you take the Sedins or do you take Stamkos and Kucherov? Do you take Luongo or do you take Vasilevsky? Man, it's so hard to say. I love to say the Canucks because that team was super good, but Tampa's pretty strong. I'm going to go Vancouver, but I say it's Vancouver in 7, but it could go either way. C Edits for the $28 donation. What an amazing donation. Thank you, C Edits. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Clay. Hope you had an amazing day. I won't be able to stick around since I'm running some errands outside for moving. Well, yeah, I keep forgetting about the time change. But no, wait, the time change is still crazy back there. But wishing you all the best and happy to call you a friend. The feeling is mutual. C Edits, thank you for that wonderful donation. I'm not sure how you came up with that amount, but I'm certainly not complaining. Thank you. Let's give some love to C Edits in the chat. And now I'm a few minutes behind, but that's okay. I appreciate all of you. Harry, your thoughts on the NHL Awards ceremony yesterday? Like I said, I didn't watch it, but because I saw your message, your question, I try to recap that. I wasn't surprised by any of the winners. Tell me about the show though. Is it worth me watching, catching up? How was the production value, presentations, all those things? You guys know that I really are interested in. Matt, no, I did not see McDavid in Texas. Jason, John Cooper's professional, great coach. I think he's talking about too many men. No, that's not off topic. Exactly what we're talking about. Rosario wants a Kuzmenko jersey. Rosario, are we confirmed as seat neighbors for next year? Derek, hi Clay, do you think the Sedins or Luongo will get into the Hockey Hall of Fame on the first try? I think the Sedins have a better chance than Luongo. That's my guess. Hi T, never seen so many times a ref gets in the way of a player trying to receive a pass. Yes, I noticed that actually too. The linesmen, they try and jump out of the way, but it doesn't always happen. Harry, what are your thoughts on Paul Maurice announced as the head coach for the Panthers? I like Paul Maurice a lot. I'm not surprised actually. He kind of fits the mode of what I thought they'd go with Florida, not necessarily a new, young, upstart guy, but more of a veteran guy. I think it's a good fit, and I hope they do well. I see another donation. Man, you guys are being very generous. It should be my birthday all the time. Alfred, good morning, Clay. Good morning, Swedish. Happy birthday to you, and so proud of Jake for playing his best in the bowling tournament. And Alfred, thank you. And I want to give a shout out to Alfred. Alfred actually sent me some money as well to help cover any cost of bowling balls or whatever it is. So Alfred, thank you for your generosity as always. Let's definitely give him some love in the chat. Simon, what do you think about the Florida Panthers? Oh yeah, I guess same thing. I think it's good. I like Maurice. I like how straightforward he is. And Jed says it can be wings or meatballs. Okay, I got it. Thank you, C Edits, just passing that donation once again. Justin, I was considering a Kuzmenko jersey too, but 2-0, but I think I have to see him stay or really shine first. Him or pause probably my next year. Justin, I think that's wise. I think while we expect him to sign with us after his first year, you never know. I don't want him to, but he could be a bust, but I'm not thinking that nor wishing that, of course. Coach Rob with a $5 donation. Happy birthday from me, Shannon, and everyone at Coach Rob headquarters. I didn't even know you had a headquarters. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Rob. And Justin, $20 donation. As I said in my text message this morning, happy birthday, Clay. You are a true inspiration to me personally, and I'm glad to call you a true friend. God bless, bro. You are the true legend and MVP for all of us in the CCC. Justin, right back at you. Thank you for your support, as always, especially as a legend. So let's give some love to everyone who is donating, and they certainly don't have to, but it's certainly much appreciated. Charms, hi Clay, it's been a while as your agent, trying to, yes, keep enjoying. We've barely played any ping pong, but that'll happen, and you know that I'll be coming to you for some bargaining tips for sure. Charms, Canucks birthday wish you have, just to compete, get in the playoffs, not just make it in, but actually do some damage in the playoffs. And build a team, build a smart, hardworking, fast team. Peter, now that Canucks have signed Kuzmenko, nice. I mean, have a relationship analogy. It's like that one pretty girl that almost got away, but she ended up going out with you since you drove hours and hours just to see her. Peter, good analogy. Not sure if you're speaking from experience, but maybe we should, maybe you should start a YouTube channel, Relationship Advice with Peter Wynn. You can say, your tagline could be, I'm Peter and I help win the women, because that's your last name, Win. Thank you. Hi T, Lightning goaltending was an issue on the road. Yeah, that's fair. Lightning versus Canucks. Peter, happy birthday, Clay. It's an honor to share the same birthday month to you. Yes, you were before me, right? Happy belated birthday once again, Peter. Jason, on mobile, the amounts are automatically set for donation. Oh, thank you, Jason. See, that's why you're my lead sponsor. I don't know that kind of stuff. Get hooked. Happy birthday, Clay. Would be nice to meet you in Heisenberg, but something came up. Oh, enjoy your day, and tomorrow's Midsummer here. Yes, I was aware of Midsummer. Got hooked. If you're the one who I've been emailing with, oh, that's too bad, but I am here until June 30th. So I'll resend an email to you, and if it works out, let's make it work, okay? Oh no, got hooked, I think. Actually, I don't want to confuse. I know there's another person reaching out to me as well. So got hooked, if you are Henrik, I will email you. If you are not Henrik Sedin, then thank you for the effort. I'll put it like that, thank you. Andrew with the $48 donation. That one I can figure out, one for each of my years. Happy 48th birthday. Please spend your lucky red envelope wisely. You are a big boy now. Keep kicking ass in bowling, well, and roller hockey. Sorry, I can't say the same for ping pong. No, you could probably not say the same for bowling or roller hockey either. Andrew, legend, thank you for that amazing donation. And as a legend, and Justin, as a legend, you guys are already supporting me in such a big way. So I'm very grateful. Thank you for that. Yes, Midsummer is the longest day of the year here in Sweden on Friday, which is tomorrow for me. Apparently, nothing's open, so no restaurants are open, so that's gonna be challenging. Fangirl, was Keenan the worst GM in Canucks history? Yeah, he was bad. That was the Messier era, just really, really messy. Fangirl, Messier. Rosero, we are seat neighbors. I'm seat 5. Okay, well, we just gotta boot out seat 3 and 4. Harry, Austin Matthews won both trophies, indeed. Passing Alfred's donation again, thank you. JDS Sports, hey Jamie, how's it going with you? Happy birthday to you. Clay from me and my beautiful wife Shelly and our beautiful daughter Catherine. Well, to you and beautiful Shelly and Catherine, thank you. Thank you very much for that. That is awesome. Thanks, Jamie. Some love for Alfred A. Sidhu, thank you for the happy birthday greetings. I'm passing Coach Rob and Justin's donations once again, thank you. Filmwork says Keenan was a destructive GM. Oh, did I miss something? No. Keenan was a destructive GM, but Jimbo was just plain clueless. That's fair. Good thing they weren't the same person. Hey, Harry, hi Clay, can't wait for you to get back. The weather in Vancouver is starting to look amazing. Oh, okay, I can't wait. Shannon, are you a Gemini or it changed? No, it changes actually on June 21st, so I'm a Cancer, the crab, in Zodiac. How far can Canucks make it next year? Second round conference finals. I think they got to win at least one round, and you're not really successful unless you get out of the division. So I'd like to say Final Four, but let's try and win one round first. It's funny, my throat hurts when I'm trying to keep my voice down. It's actually trickier for some reason on my throat. Give me a sec. Okay. Jed, I heard Patterson saying that he thinks Miller will be gone by the season. I've heard a few people say that because Rutherford Alvin, they didn't sign any of these players, they may not have the loyalty to a Garland, to a Miller, to a Besser, to a Pearson. So we'll see. It wouldn't surprise me, but I still don't think it's going to happen. Peter, Miller will manage to sign less if Clay's in the negotiating meetings. I'll do my best. That's funny. Simon, once again, happy birthday to you. I hope you enjoy your birthday too, and happy birthday. Oh, thank you. I hope your time in Sweden is having fun. Yeah, it's been great so far. Harry, I'm going to Seattle to check out the new arena for the Kraken. Awesome, Harry. That's great. Passing Andrew's legendary donation once again. Thank you. Fillmore, is there a younger player, similar but cheaper version of JT? Yeah, it's so hard to say because JT's year was awesome, but it was his career best. I'm not sure who else is out there. I'd have to really go through some rosters, but anyone who's hungry, good leader, a lot of F-bombs, great offensive skill, could work a little bit harder on defense, but generally a really good player. Yeah, so much donations today. Thank you, guys. Hi T, thoughts on rumors Mike Yeo could be the assistant coach? Yeah, I've talked about this before. Hi T, I don't mind him. I remember he had that stick throwing incident. Was that in Minnesota or somewhere? But I think I do like Mike Yeo as an assistant, not as a head coach. I'd be fine with that, truly. And God, you're not Henrik. All right, you're the one who said that you could meet me for a day, but no problem. The Big Sandwich. Happy birthday, Clay. Hope you're having the best birthday out in Europe. Love you and your videos lots, and you're undoubtedly the biggest Canucks fan out there. Thank you, The Big Sandwich. I've never seen you in this chat, but please always come back. And you have to explain that name to me. Fangirl, who was the GM when Linden was traded back to Vancouver when the Sedins were here early in their career? That must have been Nonis. Dave Nonis is my guess. Because it wasn't... No, it was Gillett. No. Actually, can someone look that up? That's a really good question, actually. Back to Vancouver when the Sedins were early. So if that was the mid-2000s, it was... Gosh, it must be Nonis before Gillis. Was it Burke? Well, Fillmore says it's Brian Burke. Actually, that would make sense because Burke was the one who drafted the Sedins, and if he stayed around for a bit longer... Okay, thanks for that. It was Burke. Okay, I'm not sure what I was thinking there. Good question, though, Fangirl. Sadu, we've had a few pretty good warm, sunny days in a row here in Vancouver, so nice weather is waiting for you. Can't wait. Peter, for the relationship analogy, I feel like Bruce is Alvin and that desperate single man for a high school prom who just so happened to end up with that pretty girl, which is Kuzmenko. Having trouble now visualizing it a little bit, just makes me feel a little bit weird, but I'll go with you, Peter, on that. Harry, I heard about Curtis Lazar being interested in Canucks. What are your thoughts on it? Yeah, he'd be a sandpaper guy for sure. I'd be open to that. Riley, hi, birthday Clay. Hope you saw my birthday shout-out tweet on Twitter. I've been trying my best to stay on top of all messages, but Twitter is one where I'm going to have to catch up when I'm done my stream. Thank you, Riley. I appreciate that. Justin, I can't speak for everyone, but I love how close of a family CCC is. So much love and support for each other, whether it's through challenges we're facing or a celebration of milestone. Well said, Justin. Thank you. Thank you for that, brother. And thanks to all of you. Jed, they retained Ian Clark. Yes, he is not going anywhere. Brian Burke, you guys are saying. Carol's affirming Justin's words. Duffman, hello. Shannon, also affirming Justin's words. Yeah, Shannon, no, I'm glad you feel love and support here. You know, or whether it's Carol trying to find a place or people breaking up. I know we've had that before, and we celebrate people's birthdays. We celebrate people graduating from high school. A lot of cool moments. We've had live car crashes on here. It's been pretty cool the last couple of years. You know, I'll take a quick aside here. I was going to announce, I've teased before that I'm going to try something new in the fall. And I was almost going to announce it today because of my birthday, but I think I'll still save it until the weekend. I mean, until the summer. But let's just say reading the messages from today, the donations are nice, of course, but reading the messages and how this community impacts you, it's inspired me, motivated me to do even more, and you'll start to see that. For those of you that were in one of my chats about 2 weeks ago, you probably already have a hint of what I'm thinking about doing, but still working out the details. Carl T, hey Carl, I hope you got my message too. I think you watched my vlog earlier today I should say, right when it was still processing. So anyone who watches it like right away, that first split seconds, is still processing audio. That's why there is no audio. And then you just refresh about 30 seconds later and then there is audio. To answer your question, no. Jacob's bowling balls never showed up. I'm very disappointed in Air Canada's lack of urgency. I get that they're bigger fish to fry. They're facing basically a national crisis, but I'm not impressed at all. And but I told myself I'm not going to worry about it while I'm here. Just going to make sure Jake has what he needs, and then I'll worry about all the money stuff, insurance stuff, when I get back home. Thank you for asking, though. The Big Sandwich, name is derived from some child YouTube shenanigans with friends. Your thoughts on any right-hand D the Canucks might target in a trade? So trade is different than, thank you for the explanation. UFAs, there's guys like Klingberg out there. For a trade though, I've talked about John Marino, and I've talked about Rutherford's experience in Pittsburgh, right shot D, cost controlled under $5 million for the next 5 years. That's who I would go after. Fangirl, I read that the Keenan era was one of the darkest time. Oh yeah, it was. It was brutal because he played favorites. The dressing room was kind of split between Messier guys and Linden guys. It was bad, and we had one of the most disappointing seasons ever. We had Linden, Messier, Beery, Mogilny, and Naslin, and yet we didn't make the playoffs. Crazy. Harry, if the Canucks get Curtis Lazar, how would the lineups play out? Which pairing may work best for him? Well, he's a third or fourth line guy for sure as a forward, so you could play him with Lamico and Highmore, for instance. That's what I would do. Jed, Rutherford let popular guys walk in Pittsburgh and won a cup. So in Rutherford, I trust. Yeah, and this group is really good about not letting anything leak to the media, I've noticed as well. Coach Rob says, not the darkest, but one of them. That's fair. Peter, Carolina's given Ethan Bear the green light to negotiate with other teams. I would like Ethan Bear on this team, for sure. Great question, Peter. Alfred, maybe a stupid question. Without even reading it, I'm going to say that it's not a stupid question. Are you planning on any more Canucks meetups? I really enjoy sharing our passion for the Canucks. Yeah. Absolutely. I think monthly is too much, but if I could do one before Christmas and one after Christmas like I did this season, I think that's a good amount. But I also want to do a couple things over the summer too, like a bowling night or something like that. Shannon, here's a good question. I like how Alfred said, this may be a stupid question. Alfred says, here's a good question. And that is, when you watch a hockey game in a different part of the world, like Sweden is the game in English, it depends on which feed you're watching, Shannon. So when I watched it online, it is the ESPN feed with Ray Ferraro, so yes, it is in English. Andrew, wait, wasn't it Mike Keenan that traded Trevor Linden away? Yes, he was. Yep. Alfred, Canucks meetups as in get together at a restaurant to watch Canucks. Absolutely, that's a good idea. Sidhu, imagine the balls show up in Sweden when you're back in Vancouver. I'm completely expecting that to happen. Or can you imagine if I'm passing through the airport on the way back and I see them? I know that's not going to happen because obviously arrivals and departures are different terminals, but it's just crazy. Riley, my day, it's only been a couple hours young, so far so good. Carty, I work at Air Canada. Did it get lost between Vancouver, Toronto, or Toronto, Sweden? Maybe I can track it down and figure out. Carl, I'll message you outside of here, but thank you. I have one of the parents here works for Air Canada Cargo, so he's helping. The wonderful gate agent that helped us in Vancouver, she's been on the case. I've tracked with the World Tracer online. The last I heard, it didn't make Toronto to Copenhagen. 55 bags didn't, but then some of those bags, including my coach's suitcase, got to him. So everything points to it being here in Copenhagen. But then we don't know what's happened since then, because I actually went to the Copenhagen airport, as you may have seen my post, and I actually looked around for the bag. I spent 2 hours in the terminal looking for it. So who knows? I'm not going to say who cares, but we're resigned to the fact that we're not going to get them. Andrew, is Brian Burke that got Linden back? Thank you. Fillmore, it's not the machine clay, it's the operator. Jacob can bowl well with any ball, but Air Canada is bad. Are there options to fly Sweden other than Air Canada? No, well, I don't know that, but we booked. I'm sure there are, but we booked with the team, so we were on the same flights. Simon, how do you like in Vancouver Todd Bertuzzi? I liked him a lot. He was a prototypical power forward and part of the West Coast Express with Naslin and Morrison. Happy birthday, thanks, King RJ. Peter, a Canucks fan account, gave out letter grades to each Canucks player and gave Miller an A, despite having a 99-point season. His reason is there are moments where Miller couldn't back check on defense. So I'm guessing A instead of A plus. Let's not quibble. I would take an A anytime. So I think that's okay. Harry, your thoughts on Rutherford not getting draft picks but young skilled players this year? It just means he doesn't want to wait as long to become a contender. I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that. Brashear versus Reeves in a scrap. Who would you have your money on? Brashear. Brashear was tough. Like Reeves is tough. Reeves is probably bigger, but Brashear was tough. Riley says it's thundering somewhere. I hope you're okay. DSS says hi. Hello, DSS. Jarhead. Cliche at this point, but I'm sick of refs letting teams play because they're scared to affect the outcome. Some blatant penalties let go in this game. Yeah, Jarhead, I wouldn't know because I didn't watch it. I'll take your word for it. Peter, I feel this player feels random. What are your thoughts on Cody Hodgson during his time with the Canucks? Very disappointing. 10th overall draft pick. We thought he would do more. Thoughts when they traded him? Not a lot of thoughts actually, because of how poorly he played here. It's really too bad. Fangirl, if 1,000 Canucks fans turned it into flies on the wall and listened to Rutherford, Alvin, and company having a meeting, what would they do? Interesting question, Fangirl. Are you asking what would the Canucks fans as flies do, or what would Rutherford, Alvin, and company do? Well, the Canucks as flies, I think they would take out their phones and tweet out what they would hear, and then for the Canucks brass, I think they would say, "Ooh, gross! A wall full of 1,000 flies." Jed, did he get any international releases? The 4 balls he got? No. He was thinking about that, but he got 4 balls that he had before because he's at least used to them. So Jed, he got he got a cheap spare ball because that's all the Pro Shop had, but he got his Purple Hammer. He got his what were the other 2 he got? It's working again. Actually, Jed, I can tell you which balls he got. He is 3D offset, Purple Hammer, and the Phase 2. Those were the 3 balls he used plus his spare ball. Great question. Alfred, what were, if any, of the culture changes? Okay, so we're past 10:35 now. I'm happy to still answer Canucks or hockey related questions, but we can move to ask me anything as well. It's my birthday. I'm not going to be too strict on what we're doing here. Alfred, what, if any, were the culture changes you have to adjust to? Well, just language. Some people speak English, but not all. The money, the currency, the time difference. But culturally, it's very similar to the West, for sure. Like, even there are parts of Helsingborg that remind me of Vancouver, a port city, city by the water. You guys have seen my pictures. It's beautiful here. So culturally, the way they drive is the same. There are not a lot of, and we've been at the bowling alley for most of our time, and bowling alleys are all the same mostly, so there's not a lot of culture, certainly not a lot of culture shock. The one thing I probably screwed up in is I brought way too much Swedish krona cash because a lot of these places are credit and debit only, cashless. So when I switch it back to Canadian money, I'll probably lose a tiny bit on exchange, but that's not the end of the world. Great question though. Coach Rob, did anyone else on the team or coaches lose anything on the flight? No, the Montreal crew had a tough time getting here, those 72 hours of travel, so that sucked for them. And then, yeah, one coach lost his suitcase, but he has it. Thunderstorms scare Riley, okay. Hope you're okay. Harry, which player from the Canucks are you looking forward to seeing next season make an impact? Well, I want to see what Kuzmenko does. I want to see what Rathbone does. Kind of players that we don't know much about just yet. That's who I'm looking forward to. Major says yell at each other. I can't remember what the question was. Carl T, I get that. I'm sorry that y'all got to deal with that. We deal with so many passengers without bags that we never think about it. So, thank you, Carl T. That's good perspective, and that's probably a realistic perspective. I appreciate that. For anyone who knows, doesn't know, Carl and I have known each other for over 20 years in youth ministry, which is cool. Matt, this is my last stream before my grad on Friday. Any wishes or inspired words? I'm not excited. Well, Matt, this is what I'd say. I know it's grade 7, it's a big deal, but I wouldn't even call it a graduation, quite frankly. Like I know you do for school because it sounds good, but your graduation is in grade 12. This is basically a step for you. It's an important step. Look back fondly on the 8 years that you had in elementary school, because a lot of these kids you're not going to see anymore, and you're just going to grow apart. You're going to find new friends. So cherish and nurture the friendships that you do want to take forward. That's my advice to you. Thank your teachers too. Make sure you thank your teachers. DSS, what time of day? It's now 7:40 in the morning here. We're 9 hours ahead of you. LA Women's Hoops, I saw a YouTube video of 20 Canadian foods one must try. Can I post that link? And see if you have those foods. Of course, watch it after the stream. Yeah, you can. You know, LA Women's Hoops, it'd be better if you can send it to me on Twitter or as a comment as opposed to in the live chat. Or no, put it in the chat and then I'll just click on it and it'll be open on another tab. That's fine. That's fine. Edmund, no, I haven't had Swedish meatballs yet, but I will this weekend for sure. Fangirl, favorite restaurant other than McDonald's in Sweden? We went to a place called Heat. It was really good. I had a nice steak there. And I've been to a couple really nice Japanese places as well. Shannon, so how does Jacob know how to choose the right balls after losing all the 6? Great question. Of the 6, he chose the 3 that he was most comfortable with, and he bought those ones to replace. And then when you're on the lanes, you just kind of, you react to how the oil, how other players are playing. Yeah, it's a science. It's not just going up and throwing the same type of ball the same type of way all the time. Great question. Simon, I want to ask you if you like Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy. Which one do you like better? If I had to pick one of the 2, I like Wheel of Fortune. Leon, any souvenir you're planning to bring back? I want Jacob to bring back a gold medal, but if that doesn't work, no, there's nothing in particular that I'm looking at getting specifically. I'll take suggestions though. Jed, favorite meal on the trip so far? It was probably the steak I had at that Heat restaurant. As Bowling Center food the same there? Yeah, it's the same. Burgers, hot dogs, and they have an all-you-can-eat buffet there. I'm not sure if I'm going to try that though. That might work wonders on my stomach in a bad way. Fillmore, what do you think of Paz, Kuzmenko training camp? I think that's awesome. They're obviously not going to play together because Klimovich isn't ready, but I could see Paz and Kuzmenko being wings on the same line. How is the sushi? Justin, it's actually quite good. It's not better than Vancouver, but it's certainly not a lot worse. And picture this, you eat so much sushi, because you and I always talk about it. A typical meal here, I can get 12 pieces of nigiri and a Coke for 200 krona, which is 25 bucks. So maybe it's a tiny bit more expensive than Vancouver, but not by much. Jarhead, do you drink champagne, Clay, or no alcohol? No alcohol for me. Never been drunk, so I don't know what my limit is. Maybe that's what we should do for a CCC get together. Get Clay drunk. Nux fan, is it hot there? Is it very similar to Vancouver? It's very similar. The weather today, for instance, it's sunny. It's been sunny a lot, but typical. Actually, today it's going to be 11 to 21, but tomorrow it's going to be a high of 26. So that's the warmest I've experienced here for sure. Peter, for your family, who do you think is most likely to give a funny, inappropriate answer on Family Feud? Oh, Jacob for sure. Sean will give the witty, like for Family Feud, I actually think our team would do really well. I've said this on a previous stream because I think my family's smart, they're engaging, they're great socially, and they're very entertaining, some more than others. Gail's not, I almost called her stick in the mud. She's not a stick in the mud, but compared to the rest of us, she's quite steady Eddie. You guys know me. Sean can be very sarcastic, but he's very smart. He's very witty and very smart. And Jacob's smart, but he's kind of a goofball too. Makes everyone around him feel good. Can't use Kayla because she's not 18, so I'd probably bring on my brother, who some of you guys met before, or Gail's sister Juliana, who's a lot of fun. Steve says, hey Clay, what do you think about Curtis Lazar and the Canucks? Yeah, Steve, I mentioned earlier, I'd be fine with him on a cheap contract. Cole, do you think we will re-sign Myers to a cheaper deal before he hits UFA? No, I do not. I think they'll probably want to get out from under that contract and go after new players. Sidhu, if you were to go to a concert and had to choose between One Direction and Elvis, who would you choose? Elvis, every single time. What do you miss most about Canada? The rest of my family, for sure. Edmund, finding a good Chinese food in Sweden. Haven't even looked, Edmund, to be honest with you. That's not my goal here. Coach Rob, does the McDonald's there have any different menu items? Yeah, they do. I had a different type of bacon burger, which was good, but mostly the same, just variations on their standard burgers. Peter, I visited my old high school last week, and the grads had their grad walk and ceremony. It felt emotional since I unfortunately didn't have those events during my grad year. That would make sense, yes. I feel Jacob graduated 2021, so I can imagine how tough that was. Fangirl, have you and Parker decided on a wager? No, I think Parker doesn't want to decide on anything because he knew he wasn't going to win, quite frankly. I'll stand by that, because every time we tried to figure out, we didn't try that hard, so it's not like he was completely avoiding it, but he certainly didn't make any effort to come up with something. Who knows, if he was the one winning and I was the one chasing him, he might have been more motivated to come up with a wager, but no, we didn't, and he can't tie me now because Tampa can't win in 6, so I will claim victory, but it's no big deal because we never did a wager. And we never decided on a wager for our preseason predictions either, so maybe I should be happy, because if he beat me in that, then we're basically even. I won the playoff and he won the regular season. Jed, silly question, have you seen IKEA there? No, I haven't. Not a silly question, but I know there are some here because the team was talking about it. Peter, weird question, but just curious. Are you answering Ask Me Anything, or can we ask both? Peter, I said that about 10 minutes ago that it could be either. Got hooked. Have you done any fun things there? Sightseeing? Yeah, I've climbed up the Chernin Tower, the castle. Did that. Done a lot of walking for sure. But I think my most fun thing will be I'll be getting to Copenhagen on Friday, which I'm excited about. Funk you, why don't you drink? Not encouraging, just wondering. Not even a religious thing, it's just never my thing. My dad can drink, my brother can drink, but I never got into it. And just, I don't see the appeal. Simon, I just wanted to ask you, interbreed? I'm not sure what that means. When you interbreed, are you going to go some day trips or any sightseeing with your son? I would love to take Jake for one day, but I'm very sensitive. I don't want to take him away from the team if he's supposed to be with the team. So tomorrow would be our best chance, because he's not bowling, but the girls are, but he's not. But he might want to go watch the girls bowl too, which I would completely support. Armin, hey, happy birthday, Clay. Thank you from Surrey. Can I get your opinion on the Miller sweepstakes and thoughts on signing Malkin? I don't want Malkin. I think it's going to cost too much, and you're not really getting younger. Miller, I think it would be wise to try and trade him. It doesn't matter, it has to be now, and get some assets from him if you don't think that you're going to be able to re-sign him. Shannon, the temperature for Victoria is only going to be 17. Jarhead, so if the Canucks win the Stanley Cup, I expect you to get drunk with the rest of the city. Perfect. Me and you, Jarhead. Peter, technically there was a girl around Kayla's age who did compete on Family Feud. Oh, I did not know that. Thank you. Harry, with the Brandon Sutter still out, would the Canucks try to trade him, or would we sign a different team? Is he a UFA now? I kind of think his time with the Canucks is done. That's my guess. Dogwood, did you know this is the first time both teams in the Stanley Cup Finals had scents named after them by Speed Stick? The Lightning and Avalanche? No, and thank you, Dogwood. I would have never thought about that. That's pretty cool. Next fan, my daughter also did out of grad due to COVID. Yes. That's too bad. Sidhu, are you planning on seeing the new Elvis movie? No, probably not. Probably not. I saw the trailer. I wasn't overly impressed. Harry, would you drink if the Canucks win the Stanley Cup? Just for you, Harry, and apparently Jarhead as well. Peter, Clay, you and I are in the same boat when it comes to alcohol. I don't drink. Bravo. Well, I don't know if it's to be commended. It's just not my thing. I'd probably waste too money. Bye, DSS. Jed, Jacob is the youngest guy on the team, correct? No, Adam, the other kid from BC, is actually 2 years younger than Jacob. Actually, Jacob's the second oldest because Nick is born in 01, Jacob's born in September 03, Matisse is born in October 03, and then Adam's born in 2005, actually. Alfred, he should be a UFA now. Yeah, that was about Sutter. Harry, what are your thoughts on the Canucks Young Stars tournament coming back? I think it's great. Anything to build interest in cities outside of Vancouver, and you get a chance to look at some of your prospects as well. God, you should try to find a place where they celebrate the Midsummer Dance tomorrow. For sure there are places that it would be fun for you and Jacob. I will look into that for sure. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of options that way. Thank you, Got Hooked. Shannon, the Walmart at Hillside Mall is good. A few glitches. Oh yeah, that's right, Shannon. You switched Walmarts. I hope it's going well for you. Chloe, are you excited about Arshdeep Baines? Yes, I am. Linus Carlson? Yeah, okay. And Klimovic, who do you think makes the NHL lineup first? Carlson. Of those three guys, I think Carlson, he's the most ready. He's played in the highest level league of those three guys. Happy birthday, thanks DSS. Justin, strange topic, but my YouTube feed showed me recommendations of your Clay's Corner videos today. What a throw. That is really interesting. Yeah, those were fun. You know, I was experimenting with a lot of different formats. So Clay's Corner was fun for a while, but now that's kind of melded into my Instagram Fun Faithful Fam, where I'm doing reels a couple times a week. Thank you for that, Justin. That's cool. Peter, how many points do you think Petey will get next season? I'm going 80, basically a point a game. Jarhead, not kidding. I've got an expensive bottle of champagne from 2011 that I'm waiting to pop open. Oh, I hope you're not waiting too long. Sidhu, from the from the reviews I heard, the new Elvis movie is really good. It's getting really good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, though it's kind of long, 2 hours 40. I'm really glad to hear that. I will read some more reviews before I consider watching it. That's good to know. Thank you. I feel like I'm going to cough up a storm soon, so I think this might be a good place to wrap up. I'll answer the last question in the chat, so let's do 2 minutes more rapid fire. Get your last questions in, or your birthday greetings, whatever. I'll read everything that comes through as long as it's appropriate, and we'll do this for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Peter, which Canucks player have you not met yet you wish to have one conversation with? Of all the players that I haven't met, I think Podkolzin would be a lot of fun. Maybe challenging, but it'd be a lot of fun. Actually, and I think Luke Shen would be great to talk to. So basically anyone who's joined the team in the past 2 years, I haven't met. Because 2 years ago, there was no Jake Milford tournament, and last year they had the tournament, but there's no players. It was only media and sponsors. So I'd say Luke Shen maybe. Harry, when's your next meetup, Clay? It'll be in this maybe sometime in August. We'll do one. Maybe July though. I'll see. I'm thinking I want to do something in the summer for sure. Justin, for moviegoers at Theater Cineplex now charging extra $1.50 for buying tickets online. What? So they're making it more problematic to buy online? Interesting. Fangirl, how long was a Luongo trade teased for? Well, he said his contract sucked, but then even so, everyone thought it was going to be Schneider that was going to be traded. That's why it was such a shock when it was Luongo. Ricky, how's it going, brother? I'm great. Hope you're well. Hope you're well enjoying Sweden. You and I are both traveling when we landed Kuzmenko. I was on a flight back from New York. Maybe we should go way more often. Sure. Why don't we switch? I'll go to New York. You come to Sweden. But yes, I hope you had a great trip, brother. Riley, I had fun. Thanks, Clay. Thank you for being here. Simon, happy birthday once again. I hope you enjoy your day. I also want to ask you, are you going to do a live stream this Sunday, please? I have that on my screen, but I'm not sure yet. That's tentative. Dogwood says, forever it was near 2 seasons. Yeah, after Schneider took the starting job, it was some talk. I wouldn't say it was drama, but then when it actually happened, it still was quite a shock. Peter, I'm going to start driving soon to prepare for my end sometime in the summer. I'm never saying advice. Safe, patient, take lessons professionally. Justin, if Avs win the cup, Kadri Bozak Kessel will have won the cup before the Leafs won a playoff series. That's crazy. Jaskrin, did you see Chris Lazard in an interview with Donnie Dolly? He said it would be pretty cool. Yeah, Jaskrin, I've talked about him twice already on the stream. I think it'd be great as a cheap fourth line option to play with Lammikko and Highmore, for sure. Sidhu, Elvis currently is 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Awesome. Justin, are you surprised McCarr won the Norris, even though he got less first place votes than Yossi? Not surprised, because Colorado was a much better team, but I could have seen that go either way, for sure. Jed, wasn't Schneider gone when Luongo was traded? It was Eddie. Yes, sorry. Yes, Schneider was traded before Luongo, of course. But what I was saying is people were surprised that it wasn't Luongo that got traded first, that Schneider got traded first. That Schneider trade netted Bo Horvat. Who is Carol Curtis Lazar played for Ottawa, but he grew up here, not here, in BC. Harry, would you consider collaborating with Marie again for song covers? Yeah, I don't know if those have gone the way of the. I'm getting older. She is too, but she still sounds and looks great. I still look great, but I'm not sure if parody songs are still that popular, because they got really popular back when the Canucks made their Stanley Cup run. So I don't know, is it kind of old and tired now, or would you guys like to see a parody song? Maybe we'll do one to start the season. No problem, Jaskrin, Carl. Who win the Cup first? Realistic Canucks, Edmonton, Calgary, or Toronto? Yeah, I have to pick one of those. I'm saying Calgary if I had to pick one of those. Dogwood, actually, Schneider was traded for Horvath, Drapitt. Long was traded next season for Markstrom. Yes. All right, it's 10:55. Poor Martin's still trying to sleep, so I should probably let him do that. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. For everyone who subscribed during the stream. For anyone who, thank you, Harry, for watching the song covers. For liking this video, make sure you like it on the way out. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and especially tonight. All the donations that came in, I don't want to name everyone because I'm going to miss someone, but I know there's a couple big ones in there, obviously. So to everyone who donated, you guys know who you are. Thank you. I'm very appreciative of that. You guys know that it's not expected. It's certainly appreciated, but certainly not expected. So for any of you to sacrifice or to donate out of your from your generosity, I am very grateful. Last question I answered, Jed, score prediction for Game 5. Colorado wins the series with my favorite score of 4-2. Okay, friends, thanks for being here. As always, on your way out, like I said, subscribe, like. Thanks for the donations. You can leave super thanks, tips on my regular videos. Consider becoming a member, and always love to read your comments on all my videos. I'm going to start to get better at engaging with certain people in the community in the comment section of my videos as well. As for me, we have a day off today and the girls bowl tomorrow, so I technically have 2 days off from going to the bowling alley if I want to, but we'll see what happens. And so yeah, if you want to follow more of I post most about my trip on my Instagram at FunFaithfulFam, but I do a couple posts on Facebook, on Twitter as well. But if you really want to know everything about my trip, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Okay, friends, this has been a great way to wrap up my Vancouver birthday. I know it's coming up on 11, so one more hour there, and I'm starting my first day of my 49th year now here in Sweden. So once again, thank you for being here. Moderators, thank you. Sponsors, thank you. Members, thank you. And to all of you, make sure you subscribe and like the video on your way out of this chat. Very blessed for this channel, very blessed with this community, and looking forward to growing it even more over the next couple months, and especially when the season gets going once again. So as always, thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And by the way, I forgot to tell you that before I flew out here to Sweden, I told Gail that she should embrace her mistakes. Part of growth is embracing your mistakes. So she gave me a big hug. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.